and we ain't never got to box again. Well. I already been getting these bets, but now it's time for you to get your just do.
Yeah, you know the deal. We back again. Yo. A round of applause for Jersey's finest. A lot of content creators not worthy, but they minus. They get offended and start singing like the whiners. Talking like they tough, but it's only screaming and whining. My homie JusDue was the cat you don't come to. Your squad get run through. By the time you come to, you duck food. You suckers talk tough on the internet, revealing all your threats. Now we got you trapped in the net. JusDue be on this grind, y'all better hustle up. You deadlifted 90 pounds, we doing muscle ups. There's really no comparison. His voice sound like a derringer. Throwing a towel is just embarrassing. My dog Just very philosophical and psychological, and he mixed it all with good boxing news. These YouTubers feel like Bishop, I guess they got the juice, but it's lonely at the top to Just to feel like child abuse. Be respectful, he don't want to talk wild and loose. If you can't relate, you get dismissed like a mild dispute. These weird cats will tell lies that they hide the truth. Why beyond views? You lose your life when you collide with dude. It's JusDueBoxing. All you cowards quit jocking. Kirk is official with no other options. Yeah, yeah. You know the deal. Judah Ben, we in the spot. JusDueBoxing, yeah. And of course, shout out to Mrs. Do, holding the whole family down. Word 'em up, word 'em up.
Was good. Salute. Was good to the family on this good Tuesday. We back to get boxing. It's JusDue, as we always do. You know, at this time, 4:00. Pardon me, man. I've been little my time has been off a little bit, y'all. So I gotta pardon me, but we still here to build, still here to have a good boxing conversation as we always do. Y'all know everybody over here, they get their credit from the fighters to the trainers to the referees. You get what I'm saying? To the fans, to the other content creators. If you want your JusDue, this is your place where you get it. You know what I'm saying? And we always got an interesting boxing conversation, man. Always something good to talk about. Always something. You know, in a week where it's just getting started this Tuesday, but it's not a ton of stuff going on, but it's always enough, right? It's always something to talk about. It's always a conversation that deserves its JusDue, you know? So that's what I'm here for, as always. Y'all just give me a quick second. I'm having some issues over here with my laptop for whatever reason. I'm not liking it. Give me a quick second, family. Y'all smash the like button for me on y'all way in. Let me know how y'all feeling on this good Tuesday, man. Y'all feeling how y'all feeling? Y'all in the mood to talk some good boxing without a headache. You get what I'm saying? You don't walk out of this joint with a headache. What is going on, bro? Definitely pissing me off. I don't know what's going on, but we're going to have to get back to that another time, man. Salute to everybody in the building. Ricky Williams in the building. He called my boy Shakur from the rip. He on my boy him. It's all good. You know, one thing about JusDue is I understand as a supporter of the entire sport, you know, and more so any individual fighter. It's just, you know, you understand that you don't have to make an argument, or you don't have to argue everybody's point of view and how they see things, right? That's why I'm a fair guy. I'm a level-headed guy, right? You get what I'm saying? So it's like, I understand. I don't have to argue every point, every angle, right? Some people are just going to feel how they feel. They're going to interpret things how they interpret things. And that's cool. That's what makes the conversation what it is, right? You know what I mean? It's not a me versus you. It's not what I say versus what you say. It's like my approach. Y'all know my approach. It's more so like, yeah, I hear you, but this is what I think. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, we gonna have this conversation, man. We gonna have this conversation. We definitely are. But again, it's always, you know, within the love of the sport of boxing. But we gonna talk about. Let me say what's up to the fan. Ricky Williams, what's good, my bro? In the building early. Edgar Chavez was good with his jerseys in the building. William Old School, how you feeling, brother? Hope all is well on your end over there too, bro. Hope you doing well over there. Mike Kirkland was good, bro. How you feeling, man? Salute to the family in the building. Tay D was good with it, fam. How you feeling? How you feeling? Was good with Opulent LD TV. Was good with it. Shakap Stevenson. Out here, they got plenty of nicknames for him. LaMarcus, what's good with it, family? Opulent LDTV. Pardon me, what's good with it, family? Blessings, Brody. Blessings to the fam, man. How y'all feeling, man? Tim, what's happening with it, my bro? Good to see you in the building. You driving, man. A-Safe travels always on that road, bro. Sparky Pete, what's good with it, fam? Much love and appreciation. Isis, salute to the queen. Ricky Williams always supporting the grind. Much love and appreciation. My bro said LaVoice. that's the nickname from my bro. From him to me, you know. But again, I appreciate how it's really starting to seem like, for me, people know when they come here, I like to have conversations, man. You know what I mean? Stress free. We gonna vibe out. You get what I'm saying? As always, salute to my bro putting that color in the chat early. I'm tripping, y'all. Tripped out, man. Ended it live on y'all, man. Damn, pardon me. Salute to Rick. The average someone was good with it. Family. We're gonna talk about something, just a perspective that I have. And again, you know, I don't do personals, I do conversations. I gotta say that. That's the only disclaimer that I'm gonna ever give so people get it. You get what I'm saying? We're gonna talk about something that I seen. And it's a, you know, over here, man, we talk about a lot, to be honest, man. The title gonna be what it is, but we talk about a lot. You know what I mean? The average someone, we be cooking on a little bit of everything. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. And again, I like certain people perspectives. Y'all got some interesting perspectives on some of this stuff. So again, the link is always you know, available for people to come build with your boy. You know what I mean? Seattle Rick was good with it, family. If it was just like you sound like you still in that good. You already know I got to stay level-headed and relax, man. You know what I mean? What's good with it, William? Old School, good to see my bro in the building, man. Salute to Ricky Williams, putting that color in the chat. Tim, Jersey is in the building. Y'all know the hometown, man. Y'all know the hometown. Y'all know the hometown. Y'all know it. Rick said, drop the link. I got you, bro. So look, man, this is something. Let me set the table real quick, and I definitely dropped the link and pin it so we could build, because I always like to hear different perspectives and things like that. But this conversation, for some people it don't apply, for some it do, just to be straightforward. You get what I'm saying? You know, I noticed something in the sport of boxing. You get what I'm saying? I noticed something, and you know, I'm noticing that Terrence Crawford and Shakur Stevenson got a lot more in common. Seem like than what than what meets the eye. Like, we obviously know they box, things like that. We obviously know they skilled, and you know, the obvious stuff, the surface level stuff we know. But it seems to me that these dudes got a lot more in common in terms of Dante Hall Boxing Talk. What's good with it, bro? In terms of you know, the public perception and how people perceive them, right? And like I said, you know, Crawford, I believe, was pro 2008. Get what I'm saying? I haven't seen every single fight, right? But I've seen well over more than half of those fights, right? Seen a lot of Bud Crawford fights, right? And you know, he's always been, I think, for the most part, looked at or regarded as a top fighter, right? Through all the weight classes, I believe he was a top guy at 35. You get what I'm saying? So on and so forth, right? You know, he was the guy at 40 when he was there. You get what I'm saying? He said it's hotter than man. One thing I don't miss, bro, is being hot, sweating, and getting bit up by mosquitoes, man. I really don't miss it at all. X, what's good with the X? How you feeling, my bro? Appreciate you stopping through, man. Salute to you, man. Y'all punch on the like button. Feel me, man? We just gonna rock out, man. Salute to everybody that continues to support the grind and rock out with your boy to the end of the show. But we're gonna cook, and it's just a perspective of mine that I had, man. And you know, people free to come up. I'm gonna be dropping a link shortly. I just wanted to kind of set the table so people understand what I'm talking about, where I'm going with it. And again, it's just don't apply to everybody, right? If you're not a narrative pusher, whether that be in comments or on your actual channel, then this might not be for you. But this is for if you're not a hater of any particular boxer, then this might not be, you know what I mean? It's never directed towards anybody. This is a real conversation. So like I was saying, you know, I've noticed this man, you know, I watched this guy fight through the weight classes. I watched him fight at 35, tear through that, right? I understand some people felt like it was some meat left on the bone there, right? There's no argument there. I'm not about arguing. I'm about real conversation. So I get it. Some names that people probably would have wanted to see him fight, they didn't necessarily fight, right? He got the 140. You know, he fought who was there, who was available. And kind of the same situation, you know, there's still some names that kind of evaded him and you know, some guys that he wasn't able to get in the ring with for one reason or another, right? And then, you know, I noticed once he got to 47 and this whole, you know, thought of Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford fighting became more and more real. Now, again, it was cool to speak about it briefly when they were a weight class apart from each other. But, you know, I've noticed that once he got there, it's like people turned on him, right? Almost. It's like people turned on him. And I simply feel like because of the threat that he presented, just simply put to certain people's favorite fighter, regardless of who your favorite fighter was at the time, once he got there, I felt like, you know, it's like the hate just exploded tenfold, right? And it just, I don't know where it all came from. So what I'm saying is I've never seen, you know, in my experiences with boxing, I've never seen a guy face that kind of criticism and scrutiny without losing. You get what I'm saying? And to the point where it's one thing to demand that people fight the best. It's never going to be nothing wrong with that, at least from my vantage point. You know what I'm saying? We spend our money, bro. The ones that spend our money, we spend our money on these fights. We got a voice, bro. Our voice matters. You get what I'm saying? But I just noticed, you know, extreme level of like disdain for this guy. What's good with that? Appreciate you. Actually, you already know. He's undisputed at 35 or 40. It was at 140. Ashley's corner was good with my cousin. How you feeling? Damn, that 102 probably hitting like Camacho and Vargas, ain't it? Man, ain't no way, bro. Ain't no way. Salute to y'all, man. Y'all stay safe on that road for those who's driving, and y'all stay hydrated in that heat, man. Sometimes there's just only a small amount of people that don't, right? And I got it, you know, I call it how I see it. You get what I'm saying? But I understand that, you know, anything I speak on, I got to leave room for the conversation, meaning I got to leave room for the people that I know is not going to see it exactly the way I see it. And that's fine. That's what boxing is. That's what makes a great conversation when people have different perspectives to add. You're going to always hear me say that because it's a different way to build on this boxing than what everybody else typically does. Everybody else has that me versus you. Like, you get what I'm saying? Nah, this ain't a me versus you. Sorry. This is, let's have this build. That's how I come. But yeah, man, I just feel like people didn't have a problem with Terrence Crawford till he got to 47. Some of the things that I've heard about him, I've never heard until he got to 47. You get what I'm saying? So, and You know, I've heard a number of different things from he ain't never fought nobody. He's never challenged himself. He's always, you know, took the least risk for the biggest reward and things like that. And I understand to some degree where people are coming from, right? But, you know, to say at 39-0 before fighting EJ, the man fought absolutely nobody. He never challenged himself. I think is a bit of a stretch. You get what I'm saying? And it's a huge, I don't know, miscalculation to me. Like, I think you kind of ignored all the work that he's actually put in because he didn't fight one guy. Like, let's put it in perspective. Since getting to 47, you know, it was only really one guy that people wanted to see him fight. And just think about the amount of hate that the man received all the way up until the fight. Now, this ain't to everybody. This is to people that was hating. Now, I know people ain't going to raise their hand and say, it was me, I was hating. Now, I don't expect that. But it's just, this what brought me to this point. I see a lot of, you know, I seen like it just turned on them. You get what I'm saying? It seemed like it just turned on them. And, you know, I've heard, you know, like anything from he's never challenged himself. He fought mediocre opposition. He was 39-0, but who did he fight? He ain't fight nobody in them 39 fights. You know, anything from he fought leftovers. I don't like the term leftovers in boxing. I think it's a little weird, but that's just me. I mean, you heard a number of different things, right? Never challenged himself, never tested himself. You know, always took the biggest bag for the least. You know what I mean? The least risk. And you know, he didn't know how to move. He did bad business. You know, he don't know nothing about business this and business that. And I get it. Listen, everybody has their interpretation of things when they see situations unfolding and playing out right in front of them, right? That's why I'm very big on having a conversation because, you know, people really be having some interesting takes, some interesting perspectives on how they break down information once it's presented to them. And I would be a fool to just because your views don't align with mine, not want you to be a part of the conversation, right? You get what I'm saying? It's not I gotta be right and you gotta be wrong, but this is just something that Just Do observe. And I observed it's like they turned the pressure on, full court pressure once this man got to 47. And it seemed like out of nowhere, people just had this extreme level of hate for the young man out of nowhere. And it didn't make a lot of sense to me. And I just be feeling like, you know, once guys get to certain weight classes and things like that, and they become an immediate threat to a guy either you rock with heavy or maybe your favorite fighter, now you just turn up the heat. Now he could do no right. Now everything he did in his career up until this point is nothing. Like it didn't count for nothing. You get what I'm saying? I just don't understand that. Like, again, if all of that was the case with Terrence Crawford, he never challenged himself. He never proved himself to be worthy. You know, he never fought nobody of substance. It's all these things he didn't do. So my question would be to those people is, why in the hell would we want to see this fight to begin with? Why the hell would we want to see Crawford fight EJ if he just ain't the guy? Like, you get what I'm saying? Well, I know I personally wouldn't want to see a fight like that. Hey, Bud, stand-up dude, humble and never disrespectful. Bud is, he's a stand-up dude. I understand how people see the way he moved, and I ain't here to justify it and make it all good. But I think, oftentimes when fighters don't make the moves that people sitting at home feel like they should make, then they deem them all of these other things. But I think it's more than one way to skin a cat. We all know that. It's more than one way to get something done. We all know that. Now, I get the way that, the fight truly got put together and unfolded. It wasn't the smoothest way, right? It was a lot of time spent in between time that could have been kind of saved if, certain moves would have been made right then and there. And I get that, right? It took a long time. Took 147. I think a lot of criticism comes from the sports, what you have done for me lately. And yeah, kind of loco sports. What's good with it, bro? How you feeling? Appreciate you stopping through, my guy. How you feeling? Pat, what's good with it, Pat? Salute to you, Brody. How you feeling? Quincy, what's good with it, bro? Kello, what's going on, family? How you feeling? JusDueBoxing, my guy, what's good with you, bro? How you feeling? It's like when two boxers try to talk, fans, teams. like I said, no good. Spence versus Crawford got real weird between the fans. It did, because people allow it to get weird because they make things personal when they shouldn't be. Al Booker, what's good with it, family? How you feeling? I always say ain't nothing more personal than two dudes getting in the ring, fighting each other and hurting each other. So we don't got to make it more personal than that. You get what I'm saying? It's already as personal as it can be. Fat still, what's good with it, bro? How you feeling? Dog Pound said, Bud and Newey both were phenomenal, but they were missing that prime A-level win. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I think that's fair. I think that's fair. You get what I'm saying? Fulton and Spence dominate wins really help solidify the careers of both. That's fair, bro. That's real. That's real. I get that. I get that right there. Let me drop the link though, man. Pardon me. I just wanted to set the table for a second, just for people to understand where I'm going with this. You know what I mean? He's afraid Bud so much outside of the ring. It's forgot that Bud is a special fighter. Everything Bud did on 729, he's been doing his whole career. That is true. That is true. And again, this is just to the people that I think, assessment of him was so I don't know, man. Like, it's like you miss things. Like, you forget that this dude actually can fight. People forget that it's a reason that you wanted to see him fight Earl and wanted to see who was the best out of them two. It's a reason we wanted to see that. And a lot of that had to do with Bud Crawford and the kind of fighter that he's shown you to be since turning pro in 2008. Some people they fail to mention that and realize that. You get what I'm saying? It's because it's a fact. Fast still, when I realized that, like, people didn't have a problem with this guy, so he got to 47. Might sound like, oh, where you? And let me put myself in the pot. Yeah, I was wrong about him beating, not beating EJ or losing to EJ. I was wrong right there, but I wasn't wrong the way other people was wrong, saying he ain't accomplished nothing, and he ain't did nothing. Like, I just can't share that train of thought. Can't. Juice, what's good with it, family? How you feeling, bro? Kello, my guy, what's good with it, Brody? Crawford was lashing out at the fans. Now that you get, so I'm not here to justify stuff like that, because that's asshole stuff. You get what I'm saying, Kello? That you can't. I always said I don't think he understands where his core fan base is and where his true supporters are, which is why he makes comments like that. And I feel like if he had a better grip or understanding as to who supports him and where that support truly coming from, he wouldn't make comments like that, man. And I always thought, like, maybe a man need a PR team or some shit like that. I don't know what his deal is. He need a PR team. You know what I mean? So you think with Teal fight playing out, Teal coming off here, Taylor performance. Hey, look, man, that's gonna always be a good fight, especially if Teal switched in. If Teal is fighting the way he fought Josh Taylor, that's gonna be a damn good fight. But me personally, I will always see that fight as being competitive. But ultimately, I lean towards Tank, just being more disciplined in that regard. I mean, more sure of himself, very dangerous, can box with T.O., can, compete with him athletically. Like, it'll be a fun chess match. But, you know what I mean? And I said chess match with him and Tank. And I think Tank will ultimately break him down, get to him and break him. You know what I mean? But it'll be a damn entertaining fight. But I think at some point he'll stop him. That's just me. You know what I mean? I think T.O. get hit enough to know once he, Tank start putting them beaters on you, it's over. Mike Kirkland, much love and appreciation, bro. Thurman Porter, Ugas, Spence, Garcia all past their prime because they was battling each other while Crawford was at top rank. Just my opinion. Nothing wrong with that, bro. Like, again, like, logic and reason is I'ma always rock with that. You get what I'm saying? I just note I'm noticing something, like, in terms of where the disdain come in. And again, it's cool to feel the way, but ultimately it's one guy that people really wanted to see this dude face, and he ended up fighting him. You get what I'm saying? I know it took long enough to some people. For me, I always felt like the fact that neither of them took losses and it was all the belts on the line, I felt like the timing was perfect, right, in that regard. But some people still feel like it was, the fight was past it and they should have had it. I felt like it happened at a good time, in terms of like what was on the line, and both guys still been at the top of their game. Salute them, Mike.
And we ain't never got to box again. Well, right. well. I already been getting these bets, but now it's time for you to get your just do.
Man, can't fight on the inside. That was something I heard. You know what, Dub? I said this. I felt like his work in the inside definitely was limited, and when stacking it up to Earl, I thought Spence definitely had the advantage there, man. But that man showed me otherwise, man. Showed me otherwise. Bro, with them black forces too, right, black on black. Black on black, but it's definitely better outside of the ring now. The PBC way. I think he learned, man. Is it possible that he picked up some things in the process? I think he learned some things after this fight. And again, I was told that he, a lot of different things. And what I'm saying is, some people, this was, they had honest assessments on what they felt like Bud Crawford was or was not as a fighter, what he was or was not as a businessman, and how he moved. I have no argument for none of that stuff, but I'm just saying in terms of the way people started to assess him overall, it's like it came off like I ain't see people have this kind of problem with this man until he got to 47 is what I'm saying. And then when you look at Shakur on the other side, they're doing the same thing with him. He's 20-0, 26 years old. You get what I'm saying? He's been in 3 divisions already. 35 will be his 3rd division. He was a champion in the 2 previous weight classes before, not undisputed, but unified. But they're saying the same things. He bad business. He don't fight nobody. You get what I'm saying? He always crying. It's a lot of the same things. So I'm feeling like history is sort of repeating itself with Bud Crawford and Shakur. And they speaking about him the same way they're speaking about Bud Crawford. You get what I'm saying? And I see an extreme level of disdain for him. I ain't even gonna call it hate, because all hate and duck and all that stuff get overused, right? But I'm gonna say I see people have a lot to say about him now. Like, none of this energy was like that at 26 when he was there. None of this energy was like that at 30 when he was there. But all of a sudden, he get to 135. He get to 135 now. All of a sudden, it's like, you get what I'm saying? Now everything he's done up until this point has been bad. He hasn't done anything but just fight nobodies. Then when the guy is trying to fight somebody and the guy don't want to fight him, he's still wrong for doing that. So it's just like, I ask people, like, what do y'all watch boxing for? Do y'all watch boxing just to sit up and be overly critical of these fighters as they make decisions in their career that they feel like benefit them at the time? Like, you got people, just think about this. You got people saying Bud Crawford and how bad he was as a businessman, but he's a millionaire. Get what I'm trying to say? All the way to the point where people even are saying now, I don't know if y'all hearing it, but I'm hearing that people is feeling like he out negotiated Earl in negotiations. This is the same dude that they said was dumb and didn't know business. That's all. My mind be blown. Like, that's why I say, man, we be getting so further and farther away from the actual sport of boxing. It get crazy. And like I said, man, this don't apply to everybody. But if you've been a hater, then yeah, it applies to you. But everybody's not a hater, bro. Everybody's not a hater. Every comment, everybody offering their perspective is not considered hate to me. I don't look at it like that, but I seen the way things have changed. You get what I'm saying? I see the way things have changed, drastically. Andrew, what's good with it, bro? What's good with it, fam? Arguably had the best 2 wins in anybody resume in boxing. Little champion. Yeah, man. Right. It's just right. T.O. damn good fighter, bro. Man, will ever say he passed the tank fighter? Anybody like Crawford say, yeah, he better not say that. He better not. Hell no. Why not? Why you in his division where he at? Better not dare say nothing like that. But right. But if you get what I'm saying though, Mike. They definitely going the same exact route with Shakur. You get what I'm saying? 100%. Al Booker, what's good, family? They definitely going the same route. He ain't fighting nobody, and it's crazy because he trying to fight somebody. It's convenient to me. It's mighty convenient every time somebody talk about that. They leave that part out. That he's actually trying to fight people. You get what I'm saying? They just leave it out. He ain't fighting nobody. Like, dude. You got dudes pushing other fighters off on him. he approached Loma for a fight. Loma say, I got unfinished business with Dev Hayne. Then you hear from Bob Arum. Bob Arum say, man, he ain't talking no Shakur. He ain't thinking about boxing right now. You get what I'm saying? Then you hear the Kambosos and Lomachenko garbage, which Bob Arum also said that's a nonsense fight. That's nonsense that people talking about that. You get what I'm saying? This is getting spooky out here. It's getting spooky. Said that might probably mean after Bud made that business move. But look, listen. That's not that. It's nothing wrong with having that opinion, right? It's nothing wrong with it. But to make it seem like because you feel that way, that's law, is crazy. And then when we see how everything actually played out, and you hear that, people are feeling like he out negotiated, bro, and that's crazy. This is the same guy that did no business, the same guy that was dumb. Like, I mean, people tore into him, and I told you, I almost got dragged into it. I had a duck video. I'm guilty of that. I had one up. I never do it. And it's not about him in particular, but I almost got dragged into some of the BS, man. And I'm just glad that we ended up getting that fight. Because like I said, I was being told that it never was going to happen because Bud Crawford was scared. You get what I'm saying? And I feel like a lot of the hate, and I don't even want to call it all hate. I'm going to say, because I'm not going to tell somebody whether they hating or not, unless it's plainly obvious, right? I'm gonna say a lot of the disdain and criticism and scrutiny that he faced was based on how people felt like he was moving in terms of business. And my thing is, we never had enough of the information to make such bold claims that people were making, right? Some people were talking, they damn near had a side view on what the hell was going on. I just don't think that was the case. But I'm gonna always say, like, that's just me, y'all. I don't know if y'all see it, but I feel like nobody had that much of a problem with it. What's good with my bro Ricky Williams? Nobody had that much of a problem with him until 47. And I feel like Shakur now at 35, I'm hearing things that I've never heard before. And most of them have nothing to do with boxing. So again, when people have criticisms and critiques, it's not for me to try to argue that. I'm going to try to understand you. But some of this stuff I just know has nothing to do with boxing. And that's what something that I'm noticing. I'm like, man, y'all really, I don't know. Some of y'all feel like it seemed like y'all a little threatened, man. I mean, look, young boy came knocking at that door, man. And that young boy came knocking at the door. And now we hearing all type of stuff. You would think people just straight up hated him. Like fighters supposed to fight. That's what they do. You get what I'm saying? So I just don't understand where all of it came from, man. I don't know. I think people was wrong about Bud. They might be wrong about Shakur too. But we're going to find out. Big B-Lo was good with it. Ricky was good with it, man. Come on ahead and add some layer, add some depth to this conversation, Rick. You know what I mean? Talk to me.
Can you hear me okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the problem ain't the thing I learned from the Bud situation, the problem's not talent and skill. The problem is business, right? So I did a video on this earlier, and this is not about the skill or if you believe Shakur whooped Frank Martin or whoever. It's not about that. The problem I have with them is this. You can't say nobody's shooing you out when you're not on that promotional company, right? You can't say nobody blocking you from a fight. This what I'm gonna say, right? It seemed like whenever Bud or Shakur or all them guys over there, if they can't bully you in the negotiation, somebody ducking them.
I get that.
Right? That's not how it goes, right? Again, we look at Terrence Crawford now compared to a month and a half ago as far as popularity, as far as visibility, right? The truth of the matter is greatness is on the other side of the best fights. Right? And ain't nobody, this is not about if you believe Terrence Crawford would have whooped Errol or I got it wrong. I thought Errol would beat him. It's not about that. We talking about the business of two fighters getting in the ring. And it always seems like on the business side, if these cats can't bully you in negotiations, if they can't get it when they want it, how they want it, it's somebody's ducking them. That's not true. That's not true. You gotta be the same way. It's crazy how so like you just said, right? Like you just said. Now everybody's saying that Bud got the best of Errol in negotiations. But would that been able to happen if Errol didn't want to fight too?
Absolutely not. Right.
So again, these guys not willing to give up nothing to make no fight happen. So just because you in there with a fighter that won't eat, like that's the same argument they was using for Bud, bro.
Right.
The same argument they was using for Bud. Now that argument don't stand because Shakur said somebody is blocking him out, or Bud said somebody make it make sense to me. That's all I'm saying.
I don't agree with the blocking them out thing because you're not on a promotional. You know what I'm saying? So it's not their job, or they don't owe you that to promote you in any way, shape, or form. In any way, shape, or form. So that, and again, I think, you know, some of that will be, he'll learn that with time. You get what I'm saying? Every battle don't need to be fought, and some things are not even battles. You make it more than what it is. I never agree when he said that. That's why I say, for me, it's a real conversation. Like I cut out all the extra shit, and I definitely don't justify no no, when you wrong, you wrong. When you ain't on point, you ain't on point. And with that blocking you out, freezing you out, I don't agree with that at all, because it's just not their you know, you're not their priority at all in no way, shape, or form. So you get what I'm saying? I get that part, and I do understand your point when you say, you know, once you're not able to get your way, and that's the way you see it. You feel like they'll just say somebody's ducking them, and I feel like it's not as simple as that. You get what I'm saying? I think negotiations do need, you know, time needs to be allowed to take place for these negotiations to, you know what I mean, do what they do. I don't think you can just, as soon as it don't work out, somebody duck me. But I think people, you know, a lot of these dudes do that, and that's why I like to have these conversations, because I don't think it's that simple, cut and dry. Somebody just ducking, right? People, some of these dudes are impatient, and I think eager and anxious, and I think the fact that people have access to Twitter, where anything you think you can put that out into the universe, and sometimes you just don't need that. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's the biggest understanding that people need.
Good, bro. D-free.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest understanding people need to get. Just because somebody put it out in social media don't make it a fact or true. It's just that's the first opinion you heard. You know what I'm saying? I don't right now with boxing, I don't care who wins, bro. I don't care who wins. I want clarity in the division. Right. So if 135 is thick like that, all y'all basically do business on the same side. Devin Haney slid over to one. Hey, get it popping, right? But the same thing y'all said, right? Like Shakur's a talent, but let's be honest, he ain't no draw, right? It's just weird to me how when it's in their benefit, they want the business to benefit them, right? But then when it's them, they don't ever want to give up nothing. When both of them got to give up something to make the fight happen. Like I said earlier on my live, bro, no promotional company is gonna be anxious to make a fight with two upcoming stars if the money not right. We know that's the truth. So that means Shakur has to be reasonable, right? That will mean Frank Martin or whoever else they're trying to put him in there with, they will have to be reasonable toward each other. So again, just because you can't bully another fighter in the negotiations don't mean that, oh, they ducking you or they blocking you out. If that's the case, go sign over there. We see how it's as simple as that.
That's fair to me though. That's I mean, you see it, and again, that's why I wanted you up here, because you're gonna make it make sense. Nothing of what you saying has a narrative attached to it. You're giving an honest perspective and a view on the way you see it. I don't think you know what I mean? Who would I be to just tell you wrong about the way you just laid that out? It's very logical, man. It's not about protecting bad moves and things like that. I just want people to, you know, clarity. Let's add some, you know what I mean? Let's have a real in-depth conversation. Grindhard Sports Nation, what's good, family? 2 Cents Boxing, what's good with it? And again, man, I think that's the part that people do ignore. You know, negotiations do have to take place, man, before anybody can say some ducking went on. You get what I'm saying? I think it's just sad, though. Like I said, what brought me here is I noticed an extreme level of disdain for a fighter once they get to a weight class. And it's like all of a sudden, everything they're doing is wrong.
Man.
Call a fight out. You be nice about it. That's wrong. You be aggressive about it. That's wrong.
Man. Hey, if you want to fight, call that man name. But like I said, don't try to jack nobody up over negotiations if both of y'all really want to fight. But I got to get to work, Just. But like I said earlier, man, I'm gonna make this point and get out of here, man. Greatness is on the other side of a big fight, right? It just ain't you, right? No matter what nobody say, everybody thought what they thought about Terrence Crawford, but now y'all know.
Right.
Now you know. No matter what you say, y'all can say y'all knew. Oh, back when you didn't know nothing, bro. Now y'all know he the bee's knees. He that dude, right? That's because he did what he did to Arrow, and that's no different from any other great fighter, right? When you see them in there with a name, somebody that's their nemesis, somebody that's that's that dance partner, right? You don't know until then. You don't know. That's why.
That's
What's
good.
my slogan? Just do make the fight.
You already know. Appreciate that, man. As always, man. As always, you right. I appreciate that. Darius was good with it.
Hey,
PGA.
D Free, my boy, how you doing, man? I'm out of here, bro.
Appreciate you, yeah. D Free, what's good with it, my bro? How you feeling?
I'm good, man. I hear y'all up here cooking on these topics. I'm gonna say something that a lot of people fail to realize, and a lot of people don't agree with, but it's true. But it's true. When it comes to these fighters and they sign a promotional company, they gotta understand these fighters are employees. These fighters are at the hands of what their promoter wants, and the promoter wants to make the most money for their pockets as well. They're not so much looking out for these fighters as much as we believe that they are. A lot of times they trying to line their pockets. So whatever fight makes sense for them to make the most money, those are the fights that the promoters are really trying to push for. That's why we see promoters push for those big fights, because they know that they're going to get a big line of that money. So they're not, even though the fight that we want, like a Devin Haney and a Shakur Stevenson, it might be a big fight to us because we are diehard fans. It's not a big fight to those casuals who don't know those guys. Those are not household name fighters. So it's not a big fight for them. So the promoter's looking at, okay, well, this man, he's never been on pay-per-view, and this man, he's been on pay-per-view, but he only did $150,000. So how big is this fight really going to do? How much money are we going to make after we pay these fighters? How much are we going to get back? Because they gotta pay for the venue, and they gotta pay the other fighters as well. So they gotta try to make money as well. They're not trying to break even. They're trying to make money.
Exactly.
So it's a lot to come into making these fights. We push for these fights, but sometimes it's not always up to the fighters to make the fight. They can ask for the fight as much as they want, but if the promoter's really not trying to put it on, you can't do nothing about it.
Yeah, a lot of times. Yeah, you're exactly right. Exactly right. But yeah, man, I'm glad. I'm glad y'all up here. But I still gonna say I see what I see. At least I feel like I do from my vantage point. I noticed a lot of unnecessary hate once this man got to 47. I noticed that, people almost made it seem like Bud wasn't nothing. Like I told you, saying that he fought 39 nobodies, I just can't level with that train of thought. I think that's a big miscalculation on his behalf. And what does it actually say about the other guy that you want to see fight him? You get what I'm saying? The more you tear into him about what he is not, you get what I'm saying? And that guy, you get what I'm saying, beats the dude that you rooting for. What does that really say? So again, I just noticed that I didn't hear that type of energy towards Bud at 35. I was around for it. I didn't hear that type of energy for Bud at 40. For me, I didn't hear it. You get what I'm saying? I noticed it at 47. Now you switch gears, you move on to Shakur Stevenson. I didn't hear this type of energy at 26. I didn't hear this kind of energy at 30. And at 35, I just hear this energy like it's nothing he could do could be right. The man's trying to fight the guys that people would say will give him a tough time. And instead of people acknowledging such, they want to make it about something else he's doing wrong. You get what I'm saying? Why is it something more that he's supposed to do to get this fight other than say, hey, look, man, you get what I'm saying? Let's try to make the fight happen. We see what's going on. You get what I'm saying? You can't ignore it. So I get people saying, in terms of him, giving something up. And I get that. But at the same time, what do you go in negotiations and do? Do you start low and hope that it goes higher? You get what I'm saying? You can only negotiate. And I think that's the part where people are blurring the lines. Like when if negotiations are taking place, doesn't matter what he's asking for, unless when they come up with a decision, he's steadfast on what he wants. You get what I'm saying? Then I can understand somebody having an issue, but that process is not even allowed to take place before people are saying how he's being unreasonable. And I don't see how, then based off what? You get what I'm saying? Like, what we basing it off? Like, so that's where I had an issue at. Like, you get what I'm saying? I get it. Some people, you got to make sacrifices, but I just don't feel like everybody's going to be one. That sacrifice shouldn't come with you feeling like you got duped, in my opinion. And that's for any fighter. That's any fighter in any weight class. Like I feel like you're never being unreasonable if you somewhat asking for what you feel like you're worth, unless you're making unrealistic demands. Then if you're doing that, then that's something I can't, I can't rock with that either. Salute to Ant Jones. What's good with it? Frank Marvin takes the fight. I hope so. I hope we get that fight. I hope boxing don't throw no monkey wrench in the program and just go ahead and give us a real fight, a reasonable fight. I see Frank Martin. All he do is put in work. King Judah, what's good, my bro?
Yeah, I feel you.
Thanks, Big D-Lo. What you say?
Bro, I'm just listening what y'all hollering about, bro. But I don't know, man. I'm kind of different, bro. Like I said, I saw all the people ducking Shakur. You know what I'm saying? We all saw the people that ducked Shakur, and we saw the situation with Devin Haney. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what Shakur next fight gonna be. Mm-hmm. I'm hoping that it's Frank Martin, but if not, but I really don't know what here because like you said, bro. Like for instance, bro, if you're looking at it from the standpoint that the offer Devin made wasn't good enough, right? But you got to look at history, like the way people work. Everybody saw what took place, right? So that mean the next guy that he tried to fight, let's say Shakur posed a threat to the next guy, and they in a position to do the same thing. I mean, at some point Shakur might have to take it because I'm just what I'm saying is, bro. Suppose he go to Tank Davis, bro, and Tank Davis offer him even less.
I say this, I still call it what it is. But I think the dynamic with a Tank Davis might change a little bit, right? Because you more than likely for sure going to be guaranteed your highest payday for messing with him. I just don't think every other fighter has that in their back pocket, right? I think you do, but I still wouldn't be cool with it. But again, the conversation for me is not like how much, and I just think when you start hearing all these percentages and things like that, it's like it's games. Because if you really want to fight, then you're not going to try to get. I feel like good business is going to be done. I'm not putting no number on it. That's just me. I could be off. About how this go, but I feel like if guys want fights, then you're going to at least be willing to negotiate something. Like I ain't saying allow a guy that's the B side that I obviously call no shots. But I think when the only case that a fighter is making is you want to be treated, according to his worth. I think that's fair. You get what I'm saying? I don't think you can tell somebody to expect less than what you're worth. You get what I'm saying? I
think the new age boxing. The new age, what we going in boxing, bro. Like us, bro. Boxing is turning into some stuff where you got to pay attention to the moves people making, because usually people repeating. It's like one person do something that's groundbreaking and it keeps going. It don't stop. So again, we was just talking about how you got these UFC fighters who taking their attention from real boxing by all they got to do is call out a notable fighter, and they can take that fighter clean off the table for a real boxing match and have an exhibition and make money. But another thing I'm starting to see is a negotiation. These dudes not looking to find middle ground no more. Look how long it took Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford to find middle ground, and Terrence Crawford still ended up asking for extra shit. Man, people going into negotiations and they want it all, but that's how people negotiate now.
I mean, and I get that, and that again, I'm not a fan of that either, right? I'm cool with you trying to negotiate what you feel like is fair, but I think it also will get to a point where or we can kind of get a gauge whether somebody's being unrealistic with it, right? And I'm just not a fan of that either. You get what I'm saying? I'm all cool with you getting something that you feel like is fair, but I also have enough common sense to know when you kind of pushing the needle and you overdoing it. You get what I'm saying? So that's as far as I go with that. I can't put as it pertains to any situation where it's a percentage. I can't tell somebody what they worth, but I could understand them trying to get something they feel like they worth. You get what I'm saying? I'm not against that, but I'm not with you being unreasonable about it either. You get what I'm saying? And if you can't have it all your way, then it don't happen at all. I can't rock with that train of thought either. You get what I'm saying? That's kind of what Rick was saying. If you can't bully somebody in negotiations, then you get what I'm saying? And I'm not cool with that either. I believe you do have to, you know what I mean? Of course, definitely give a little, but like I said, as it pertains to that situation, I wasn't really even going there with it today. But my only final thought on that is, you always go high, and then ultimately it'll be up to them to decide. So it's like, you know what I mean?
Let me ask y'all a question. When Devin Haney offered Shakur the 25%, did Shakur ever say give me 50-50, or he just said I'm gonna go to the sanctioning body?
Nah, his team wrote a letter to the sanctioning bodies, and in the letter, that's why I had read it up here live. In the letter, they was just stating the case that he deserves more than that. You get what I'm saying? And then the rules state that ultimately it will be up to them. That's why I was like, I don't understand where people getting that he just asked for 50-50. His team wrote the letter, and they made it. You get what I'm saying? The case that he deserves 25%. And also stated how. That's why I said ultimately it will be up to them. Now, for me, from that point on, if he's like, you know, if they was to say the split is 60-40 and he'd be like, I want 50-50, me personally, I would feel like he being unrealistic. You know what I'm saying?
No, I was just asking because I was trying to figure out where that 50-50 came from.
He never himself, like, where that came from is I heard people saying that Bill said that's what he asked for, but I'm telling you right out the letter that he didn't speak directly. He didn't ask for no percentage directly out of his mouth. You can see it in the letter. It's with his team. He allowed his team to work for him, and that's what they did. You get what I'm saying? I think that was a good move. But again, just bring me back to the point, man, that when that fight is ready, we gonna know about it because we won't know about it, if that makes sense. Get what I'm saying? Yeah. We won't. Yeah. We'll know about it because we won't know about it, right? So salute to them boys, man. Can't wait to see Dev at 140. Do your thing. I wasn't going there with the percentage thing. I really was going there with what I perceived to be hate once he got there. Like, and again, this don't apply to everybody. It's just to some of the stuff that I've digested and sat here and watched people do over and over, and they've made it about everything but boxing. I think that's sad. Like you got a good talent. I ain't saying kiss his ass, roll out the red carpet, but let's protect the integrity of the sport, and that go for every fighter by not tearing a guy down for doing what he's supposed to be doing. You get what I'm saying? And I've always said that. That's always been my stance. Not on just him, but everybody. But I don't see how people got so far removed from boxing. They've been talking about everything else. And I'm like, damn, y'all assassinate people characters out here. And I'm like, look, I see the similarities. You did it with Bud Crawford, and this is no slight, no shade to nobody. You said, I seen somebody type that he fought 39 nobodies. He's never done this. He's never done that. You're doing the same thing to Shakur right now. And the similarities, they have a few different weight classes. He started at 26, 30, after 35. Now he can't do right. Bud Crawford started at 35. I heard no hate for him there. I heard no hate for him at 140. It turned up at 147, and that doesn't apply to everybody. But I know what I see. I know what I've been observing over these months, and I see the similarities with Shakur. And I'm here to say, it's wrong about Bud Crawford. You might be wrong about him too. And I'm talking about talent, because again, when it started coming to this situation, people started talking about all this personal stuff that don't have nothing to do with boxing. And as you see, none of that had nothing to do with the outcome of the fight. Even so much so to how people made a big deal out of resumes. You keep saying the man ain't fight nobody. Resumes don't win fights. Didn't he show you that? So at 20-0, telling me a 2-division former unified champion ain't did nothing. And this is in 20 fights we talking about. So that's where I be coming from about the integrity of the sport. It just so happened that this would be a fighter that I rock with heavily, but I would speak the same way for any other fighter that I see people doing this about. Like I said, I seen people doing it with Devin Haney, and I did the same exact thing. Chinny, pillow fisted, I did the same thing. 2 separate lives, shooting them bullshit narratives down. That shit is corny. It don't have nothing to do with boxing. Jokes is one thing, but when I see people really tearing down fighters, like, come on, man, I seen it live. Dude did a video talking about the man take drugs. Anybody in here ever seen Dev take any drugs? Like, come on, man. That's the shit that me. So I want to make sure people understand the conversation. Ain't about no percentage and none of that. We all know that's behind him. That man got business with Regis, and he gonna handle that business. Win, lose, or draw, he's gonna go handle that business. You get what I'm saying? But I don't feel like a fighter should face this type of hate.
Let me get the rest on number 1.
And criticism for wanting to fight. This is what these guys do. This is what they're supposed to do. Fight. You get what I'm saying? And that's all I'm gonna ever be on. You get him, son of God. What's good, family? How you feeling, bro? Salute that and appreciate you, L-Dub, man. Always adding that in the chat, man. Pre-fight. Couldn't see it.
I had to do a live about that yesterday, shooting that narrative down that Bud is on PEDs, because I was like, man, I don't put that jacket on nobody until they test positive, because you messing up a man's career by saying stuff like that and you have no proof of it.
Right.
I'm like, where's the proof at? Oh,
yeah, I'm not doing that.
They say Conti, he's able to make a drug that it doesn't detect. So basically, what you're telling me is you don't know if he did anything. That's what you're telling me.
Hey, and my thing is what I hate about this whole drug thing. Because one thing you never hear me say is, bro, I don't talk about who feeling what and who feel. The only time when I joke, I do joke about Canelo. When Floyd said Canelo, steroid. That's the most you hear me joke about. Yeah. But the thing is, I hate when people have selective outrage.
Right.
So I'm gonna use Alicia Baumgartner for case, bro. And I'm not saying she failed or she did. I'm not saying she dirty or she not. But my thing is, why when it came out that she had a dirty test, she got the benefit of the doubt from everybody. Everybody jumped to support her. But certain fighters, as soon as you hear a rumor, you want to demonize them. Now you want to take all their wins back. I hate selective outrage, bro. I hate that.
Me too.
Yeah, and I said, if you put that jacket on Bud Crawford, then you got to put that jacket on Devin Haney, because he's with the SNAC program as well. You got to put it on all those other fighters that's with the SNAC program.
And you only saying that because you would have to do that, because think about how crazy that would be. So you gotta leave that alone. Just grasping at straws right now, man. With that, I'm just not into that. If it was something like that going on, pretty sure the truth would come to the light. Until then, I just wouldn't put that on. And Will, to your comment, now I get you 1,000,000%. You're right, but I just look at it like this, right? Just because overall sometimes people don't have integrity, don't mean we don't have to, right? I really believe that. That's something I've always been preaching. That's how I came up with the name of my channel. Like, I hate to see fighters get torn down for things that have nothing to do with boxing. It kills me. Like, why do we do that? You get what I'm saying? It's with any fighter. Why tear them down when you could either enjoy them or don't? You get what I'm saying? But tearing them down just on a personal level, and I know it just get weird, man. It get weird, but
hey, the one thing I would say, I hate people that use.
I don't know who you are, Joker or whatever, but I'm gonna just give you this one time, man. If you ain't been on this channel, I suggest you either tune in, listen up, or don't. There's so many other channels. You can go somewhere else with that. I don't say all the things that no other man say. I think for myself. I speak for myself. You don't hear nobody in here telling me I was one of the ones saying all this and that, because I wasn't. You get what I'm saying? I'm going to say this. I don't straddle fences when it's time to make a pick. I either make a pick or I don't. You know what I mean? I thought Spence was going to win. So did so many others. I ain't even about so many. I thought he was going to win. He didn't. I have no problem being wrong. But I wasn't one of them people saying there was no way in hell Bud Crawford could win. He fought 39 nobodies. He never challenged himself in his career. I wasn't one of them goofy people saying stuff like that. And that's what's wrong with the sport. And that's what's wrong with fans of the sport. You can say, yeah, maybe you thought his competition wasn't as good as Earl's. Fine, no problem. I have no problem with that, because I felt the same way. But to say he did nothing, he accomplished nothing, again, why would you even want to see the fight if that's the case? Why would you want to see him fight a guy like that? What would he be proving if he be the guy that did absolutely nothing but fight 39 nobody? So miss me with that. Get up out of here with that. I don't tear down fighters. You can't find one video where I've done it. So miss me with that. I just hate when people don't listen. Want to be a troll, or troll somewhere else, man.
Hey, but I got about that.
Smash that like button, man. C Wood, appreciate you in that Cash App, Brody. Much love.
And we ain't never got a box again. Well. I already been getting these bet, but now it's time for you to get your JusDue.
But yeah, bro. About them PEDs though. About them PEDs, bro. If you pop dirty, bro, like, you know, especially if it was recently around the fight, like right after you fight somebody,
I appreciate you,
or even before you fight somebody, bro, it shouldn't just come with a suspension, bro. You should have to, like, man, you should have to pay the fighter that you was about to fight, bro. I'm being real with you. Something got to be done about that guy you was about to get up in there full of steroids and kill.
Right.
Something got to be done about that, bro. Like, you got to pay that man something, bro. Something.
Yeah. And I don't like the fact that even when right after the fight, say a person popped dirty and they won the fight, they suspend them, but they don't erase that loss. They don't erase that win.
Thanks.
They need to erase that.
Yeah, sometimes they need to take them to no contest. They need to be made way more consistent with that, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In every case, like change them joints to no contest. There's no way you should have to take a loss if somebody was dirty, bro. There's no way. Like the integrity of the sport matters. Like that's how you enjoy it. Like if it's the Wild Wild West, why would we care? You get what I'm saying? Like, man, I don't want to see nobody juiced up to the gills, man. Like the penalty for that stuff need to be super steep, like to the point where you get what I'm saying. Like 3 times is wild. It need to be a 3 strike you out type of rule, bro. Like, man, ain't nobody playing. You already can't play boxing. You mean to tell me you gonna go juice up and then get in there and try to fight me? Come on, man. What we on out here, man? And I hate when people be like, well, there's a lot of people doing all right. Well, all them dudes need to be caught, bro. That's my feelings toward it. Like, never going, ain't no, you can't beat them, join them type of mentality. You think I want to see a bunch of people juiced up knowingly to compete in this sport that I feel like I love the most? Nah, bro. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that for nobody, bro.
I just think it's some evil shit going on, bro, because in my experience, bro, throughout time, when it come like to baseball, football, basketball, even track and field, when you was juicing, bro, they caught you.
Right.
They let me know they was trying to catch you. It's too many boxers that get away with juicing and they get caught on some fluke shit that let me know that this shit dang, it's some evil shit going on where a lot of people know people juicing and they letting them slip through the cracks.
Right. That shit dangerous, man. Ant, what's good with it, my bro? How you feeling? Appreciate you sliding through, man. Yeah, man. That's a wicked game, man, right there. Popping them, and I listen. I hate to point out any, area, but we all know, man, something ain't looking right. Matchroom, man, y'all wilding over there. I don't know what y'all got going on over there, but call that what you want. Out of all of these other stories, this is the only one by far that when you hear how wild it gets, it has nothing to do with the person that's being accused of what's going on. If you get what I'm saying. With everybody else, they had wild stories from tea, boar nuts, to rubbing medication on my dog's stomach, to shaking hands, to tainted eggs. Her situation is she has none of that going on. And all the wild story you hear is her sample was left at somebody's house. Yo, you what? What? Yo, what? What y'all got going? So I don't got the right to feel like something ain't right. It ain't about trying to not keeping the same energy. That is keeping it. That's wild. Out of everything else, I paid attention to all these situations because we all about keeping the same energy. But you got to be joking, bro. You have to be, and that's the sample that arrived late. The one that's positive is the one that got there. All right, bet. So ain't nothing going on, right? So y'all, and they ain't even saying nobody intentionally did. So somebody didn't have somebody. So that's protocols, what I'm saying. All you have to tell me is that something was done in a way that is not typically done. And I have all the inconsistency I need to feel like something to raise my eyebrow just a bit. You did not follow protocol. Yeah, I got a reason to feel some type. Y'all bogus over there. What y'all got going on? And it's wild. And McQueen, appreciate you, bro, in that super chat, man. Yes, sir, man. Y'all smash that like button if y'all have.
And we ain't never got a box again. Well. I already been getting these bets, but now it's time for you to get your just due.
If Tyson Fury loses and he rematch Francis, that he will be stripped of the WBC, and there's a possibility that AJ and Wilder could fight for the vacant WBC.
I ain't heard that. They say he could possibly be stripped.
Because he has a rematch clause in that fight with Francis O'Donnell, and so if he loses, he's gonna ask for the rematch, and they said the WBC will strip him, and there's a possibility that AJ and Wilder could fight for that vacant WBC if he gets stripped.
That'd be wild. I tell you what, they should strip him anyway for being an active fighter and what you could call the prime of his career, and you're fighting a MMA fighter, bro. And while you an active fighter, you doing this. That's what I mean about this sport.
I'm gonna tell you like this. I didn't care too much about that fight, but when I heard that news, I'm rooting for Francis like a mug.
Make you want to see him. All you gotta do is land one. I'm telling you. But I just feel like
Francis like a bug. If that is true, because I saw BFTV reported on it too. Because I heard the news and I was gonna talk about it on my live tomorrow, but BF did a morning grind about it today, and I was like, damn, he beat me to the punch. But I was like, well, at least I ain't the only one that heard it.
Yeah, man. That'd be crazy. I tell you that. But I feel like they should strip him. Salute to my bro Skills, man. That super chat. The remnants of Royce never completely leave your system, therefore creating a lifetime advantage, man. I'm telling you, man. I just hate it for anybody that's.
And we ain't never got to box
like
again. Well. I already been getting these bets, but now it's time for you to get your just do.
Yeah.
My bad, John.
Yeah. But yeah, that would be crazy. You lose your WBC belt for trying to fight an MMA fighter and get beat. And he would be the first active boxer to lose to an MMA fighter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I know one thing about them boxers, bro. They do. I think that's like ultimate embarrassment for them, bro. So they do not want to lose to an MMA dude, bro. They don't. They really don't.
Nah, I don't have Francis O'Donnell winning, but I'm rooting for his ass to win. If that, like I said, if that's true, I'm rooting for his ass to win like a motherfucker.
OG.
Because that'll make the AJ and Wilder fight that much more important.
This Tigers Fury. Yeah, he'll come back ASAP, Tim. If Usyk get beat by Daniel Dubois. Daniel Dubois, WBC not stripping Fury. Nope. I just don't think so either. Because I think they love him too damn much to do it. Dead game boxing. What's good, family? How you feeling? I just think he got the protection to just do whatever he want to do, bro. Like, and he clearly showing you, and I just don't think he care about boxing or what people think or want. And I feel like, despite what people may think, he sustained a real level of damage against Wilder. I know people feel like he won, so he got it all. But like I keep saying, just look at the way he's moved since then. To me, he just don't seem like he really want to challenge himself. I don't think he's scared of nobody. But I think, I just don't think I think that's a matter of him just not caring about the sport as much either, right? So, like, I wonder how many real fights he got left.
Yo, I want to ask y'all, did y'all see that the video of Blueface boxing Floyd?
No, I didn't.
Salute to
man, go check that out, bro.
I got it.
Go check that out, bro. It's on YouTube, bro. Blueface the rapper. Blueface the rapper was sparring with Floyd Mayweather, bro. And I ain't gonna lie. Out of all the celebrities I seen call themselves getting in the ring, bro, I think he the one got the most natural talent. He didn't look bad, bro. He didn't look bad at all, bro. You can tell he rough around the edges. He not a real boxer, but out of all the dudes I seen, I think he the one that, with some good training, bro, he can really do something with this.
Long frame.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of people that grew up watching boxing and follow boxing. They might not be professional boxers, but they actually got some skills because it's just like when you watch football. You never played football, but you get out there on the field and you play for the first time. They were like, oh, he's not that bad because he grew up watching football on a regular basis, so he knows how to play. He just never played it professionally.
Right. I like him because he got good. He, like you said, that make a lot of sense what you said, D-Free, because he understood what he came with. He a tall, long dude, and he know how to fight with his height. He know not to give up his height advantage. So they let me know he know a little something about boxing.
Yeah, because if you watch boxing and you listen to what the trainers are saying in fights and stuff like that, and then you realize you're like, okay, I'm tall, I got a long arm reach. Hey, I just got to keep people on the outside. So. You'll pick up little pointers here and there just watching. That's why I say a lot of these people they don't watch it. They look at the fighters to see who they want to win, but they don't really watch it and study the fight. They don't watch it like that. They don't watch it like us that actually reports about what happened in the fight and stuff like that. Because we're looking for small things. They looking for the outcome. We're looking for small things. We're looking for stuff that we see in the fight. A lot of fans don't look at the fight like that. They look at for the outcome. They want to know, okay, I picked this fighter to win. Is he going to win? That's what they're looking at.
Right.
But yeah, I'm gonna go check that out. But like I said, I wouldn't be surprised, because if you follow boxing, you could pick up little pointers here and there and implement it into your lifestyle. We all know that he's part of. He's part of a gang or whatever. So to get in the gang, you got to get jumped in. So then I'm quite sure they'd have fights and stuff like that. So
he's known for squabbling. Yeah, he known for that. He known for getting into squabbles.
Yeah, so you're gonna pick up little pointers here and there, and then like I said, like you said, he fights. If he fights on a regular basis, even though it's street fighting, you still going to get better. You're going to get better at street fighting. You just pick up little points from the actual pro boxing.
I was playing with him. He wasn't even going at him. Yeah, Floyd, man, he truly was born to do this, man. And I ain't saying that, Blueface is some damn barometer, but the fact that I'm just talking about how he's moving and how comfortable he still is, just moving around in that ring. But on the flip end, like King Judah was saying, I seen, we seen a lot of guys getting there with Floyd and look completely out of place for him to be a celebrity boxer type dude or a rapper. He could have looked a lot worse.
The dude got tools, bro. Like I said, he got a nice jab. Blueface was pumping his jab.
Yeah, he actually was trying a little bit in there. You get what I'm saying? And I know this a lot for a guy that don't box. You get what I'm saying? You in there with Floyd. Like, that got to be a little nerve-wracking. Probably what it is. Don't do this every day. You know what I'm saying? You in there with TVE, bro.
Stop, leave it alone. Cheering don't win fights, fighting though.
It's a cheering don't win fights, fighting dude. Still talking shit, man.
Nope.
Come on, get up off the
Nope.
let me get up there. I just need that.
Yeah, he did have a couple little fights too, didn't he? Yeah, he definitely athletic too. Midnight, that's a fact. Some athleticism to him. Yeah, man. As far as something else, y'all, for the people that if y'all didn't catch it, man, Bob shot down that Lomachenko and Kambosos joint too. Said that fight is nonsense. Talking about it is nonsense. So I guess he's staying firm on this Lomachenko thinking about his country type deal. So I guess he out the mix altogether. So Kambosos gotta go somewhere else and try to fight for that dumbass title that he got. And get his ass beat. Ain't nobody trying to fight him. That's crazy. He got the title, nobody won. Imagine fighting a fight, pretty much losing a fight 10-2 in my eyes, 9-3 2 he lost to me. And then you have it and nobody even want to fight you for it. It's crazy. That's wild, man. Some wild stuff, man. It's a wicked game, man. But yeah, man, salute to everybody in the building, man. We're gonna cook for a little while longer, man, before we get out of here. Like I said, I just wanted to bring up something that I see some similarities. Salute to D Free, man, for coming up, and the bro Ricky Williams, King Judah as well. But it's something I seen, and again, everybody's not going to agree, and it. Some people look at the title and you would think because it's a fighter that I rock with, I'm pointing something out that ain't really the case. Nah, I see it. I see it's people echoing a lot of the same things. And again, man, I just hope, out of all this back and forth that we've been having to sit through and deal with all the Twitter wars and all this stuff, I hope we able to get a real fight out of this. I would hate nothing more than to see another Yoshino level talent in the ring with Shakur come November, because I think that's his fight date. I think they got him a date for November. That's locked in. So hopefully that come with a a quality name, because anything less is a waste of all our time. But yeah, like I said, man, I see that nobody had that type of energy for Bud Crawford at 35. You get what I'm saying? They enjoyed the fights. You get what I'm saying? Nobody, because I guess at the time of, maybe they ain't have a favorite fighter at 35. So he went to 140, did his thing there. I ain't see nobody really having no disdain and hate for Bud Crawford and how he moved, and not even so much with his opponent selection and who he fought. Nobody really had a problem with that, right? Get to 47, now all of a sudden the postal win ain't nothing. He ain't be absolute. It's like, man, so it's like, yeah, people are tough critics, too tough a critic for me. And like I said, to say a man ain't accomplished nothing after being, you know, multiple division champions, former undisputed, and then you still gonna say the man ain't accomplished nothing, then you gonna beat the guy that you rock with. And what is that saying? So again, that's what I say. And you can't say Bud Crawford, my favorite fighter, this or that, but you can say I've been watching him longer than I've been watching EJ. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely felt like EJ was gonna pull this off. He didn't, and it is what it is. If I had to pick again, I would pick the same damn way, because that's just how I'm set up. I don't feel bad about my pick, and I don't feel bad about the outcome. That man's up one. He a winner in life, and his career will continue. It'll take him a much needed break, reassess some things, go back to the drawing board, him and Derrick James, and they're gonna make it happen, bro. That's what champions do. That's what real ones do. You're gonna get back to it. That's what you're supposed to do. But again, now you got Shakur Stevenson at 135. I get it. I see people saying something about him, talking about they freezing him out and things like that. I understand, you know, I think he's just being young and not seeing the picture clearly from there, or not looking at it from their point of view. He thinking of it as a fighter. Instead of it's like y'all all fighters at the end of the day, but you're not their fighter. So you always got to keep that in mind. You're not one of their fighters, so they don't owe you no loyalty, no promotion, no none of that. You get what I'm saying? I think, you know, you sit down and think about that, he'll realize that. You'll understand that. You get what I'm saying? I think these dudes is young, still trying to figure things out, and I think the access to Twitter just make it worse, because as soon as they feel something, think something, there they go, boo, 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 boo. A couple of buttons pressed and boom, everybody know what you're thinking. So it's just something he got to learn over time, be smarter with that. You know what I mean? Use social media wisely, especially when you're a guy that, you know, in your profession, all eyes is on you, and everything you say, people going to be on you for it. Seen the go calling out Green and Jake Paul. Yeah. Seen them going back and forth. I like the back and forth between Shadeja and Clarissa, because I think it'll result into a fight, a damn good fight. Right, Big B-Lo, you know it. I think the fact that people are laughing at a guy can't get a fight is crazy. But that, I think that's also saying something about that fighter. You might not want to admit it, but it's something. And it's bigger than just it being money. People ain't trying to get embarrassed. Some of these dudes, they ain't scared. I ain't going to call these grown men scared of each other, as they box for a living. And they've all had lost to some facet, whether it's a professional or as an amateur. You've lost before. So I just know some of these dudes don't want to get embarrassed for that bag. They ain't trying to, you know what I mean? But you're going to see, like I said, I felt like people was wrong about Bud, and a lot of different areas, man. I think it's going to be the same thing for Shakur. I'm seeing it. I'm literally seeing it play out. I feel like it's a lot more aggressive, and he a lot younger than Bud was when he started catching the strays. I'm like, damn, man, what about appreciating the talent, man? Hell with that go out the window nowadays, man. I like to see all these dudes do their thing, all of them. We'll see, man. But again, I don't have no hate for no fighter. So like I said, I didn't know what Buddy was talking about earlier. That's some weird energy, but we're gonna see. We're gonna keep building up the sport. I know something else I came across is who actually would want to see Keith Thurman fight Terrence Crawford. because his trainer said he would. One of his trainers spoke on it. And I'm like, man, I think he, it'll be a fun fight for as long as it lasts. I'll say that because Keith Thurman can fight. He will fight. He's smart. It's just a matter of getting his ass in the ring, to be honest. Once he there, he there. Get what I'm saying? Keith can fight his ass off, but you got to get him in the ring. And that ain't the easiest thing, getting him in the ring, man. Got to get Keith one time in there. Free thinkers, right? Facts. Will, that's what I love. The free thinkers over here, man. Love everybody. Think for themselves over here. I said, Jay, right, Jay. I'm with you, Jay. I want to see them all without all the rhetoric, man. That's why I said, man, I just hope we get the next fight, the next good fight. That's all we want to see. We ain't nothing but a bunch of boxing junkies, man. We just want to see great fights, bro. And it don't even matter who it's coming from. To be honest with you, a great fight is a great fight. Just give it to me. Right there, might need to tune up for Crawford, right, Mike? Because that'd be dangerous to jump right into that shark. But he talking like he don't want no. You get what I'm saying, Mike? He talking like he don't want none of that. I know he talking, so we'll see if he stand on any of it. Or a long way off. He need to fight first. Yeah, Dante, he do. He do, or he gonna get hurt. He gonna find himself hurt. Appreciate you, D1. You already know. But yeah, man. Like I said, everybody in here ain't gonna feel like you part of the people that dish out the hate. But I've been seeing a lot of it, and I can't wait to see this stuff shape out. Because I noticed, like I said, man, a lot of this criticism that people be having don't have nothing to do with boxing. So, you know what I mean? What a person think about what money you should take ain't going to determine how your next fight play out, right? So I don't care about that stuff as much. I just want to see something that's worth all of our time. You know what I mean? So we can all sit back and enjoy it. You know what I mean? Boots, Thurman, Ugas, Virgil, Stan Young's winner. Yeah, man. Right. Right, Big B-Lo, because it ain't, to be realistic, it ain't too many people that's left to challenge him at 47. That's a very, very short list. Bud beat the hell out the rest of them dudes, man. Outside of Boots, and I think he'll beat Stan Young's, obviously. Virgil is, they saying he gonna. I heard a date with December, not an actual date, but a month, a return month. I don't know how solid that is for Virgil. They said something like December, I believe, for him. So, I mean, that's good news in a sense, like to hear that he'll be able to resume his career. But I believe it's going to be at 54. That's what Oscar said. Watch another Eastside Cruise. Yeah, man. Not for no money, though. Well, and that's the thing, man. But I'm still hopeful that it ain't going to be him, Will. And why I say that is because I still ain't hear him say it. I know he ain't said nothing, but I know the last time he spoke, it damn sure it was a no to that guy. A stiff no. And I hope it's still no. So nobody want that fight, even him. You know what I'm saying? True indeed, Jay. You just want to see him, right? We ain't coming up with excuses why these fights can't happen. We want to see him happen. But I don't feel like a fighter should have to get his name dragged through the mud for a fight to be made of some substance. You get what I'm saying? On either end or any end. Niggas corner, all that duck talk is whack, especially when dudes are standing on business every time they get in the ring. Bumgarner, SPD. Yeah, well, she had a positive test come back, but she had some negative tests too, so. And the one that, popped up positive, I'm hearing it was left at the doctor's house or something with some weird story. Sound like somewhere along the line protocol was broken. To me, that's what it sounded like. JJ, salute fam. Yeah, praise for Virgil return, man. They said I seen the December month return month.
Yeah, I really don't know about that dude, bro. I mean,
Who that?
Virgil, bro, they can't really pinpoint. You know, they say he got some type of condition and it can flare up at any point, bro. I just don't know how you go forward.
Scary, right?
Yeah.
And I told you I had somebody, and salute to the family. I don't remember who it was that came through, and they said they had a friend that had that condition, and they passed away from it. And they was a chef and everything, eating right. So and the reason he was adding that information because people kept making it about the weight. And he like, yo, you know what I mean? I know somebody that had, you know what I mean? That had nothing to do with weight. So that's the thing. Like, it's just like, are y'all gonna be able to get in front of this to where it don't happen? Because I think this time the flare up came like close as hell. Like I thought they said he had passed out. They had to resuscitate him and all types of stuff, man. I'm like, yeah. I'm running at that tight, right? It seemed like something funny going on. Will seemed like something a little fake. My bro was good with it fake. It's better helping someone work and sparring, right? What you got between Ugas and Barrios? That should be a fun fight. I ain't gonna lie. Barrios, since losing to Keith Thurman, you know, he had a comeback fight. He looked solid, bro. Mario Barrios looked solid in his last fight. You know, we just got to see what's, you know, just respectfully how much Ugas got left in him.
Hey man, you know what I've been watching, bro? That tag team boxing league.
Hey man, did it grow on you or what, bro?
Yeah, I like it, bro. I like it. It's fun, bro, to see. You
grew
know,
on you. Got me too, bro. It got me too, and I like it, and I respect it. Now I thought they was playing with boxing at first, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, what is this? And I don't like it. Then I sat there for a minute and I said, hold on. I think I do like it. I think I like it.
Right. I think it's a place for it, bro, because I like the strategy. Because think about it, bro. If you know who the other three opponents gonna be, and you know your three in your squad, or I don't know how many it always is, but you know you can set that up like, hey man, you go fight this dude. That you know what I'm saying. You gonna have the advantage against him. I'm gonna fight that guy. I think that make it interesting, bro. You know the matchup.
Right. You're right, man. The fact that you got that one round, you gotta get your stuff off. Like, you get what I'm saying? So you gotta it accelerate everything to a certain degree, like the thought process a little bit. You gotta work. And I like dudes that you can tell the ones that's getting comfortable and accustomed to giving it a good good 3 minutes, a solid round. Like you seeing it. So I think that joint fun, and the women, they be doing what the ladies do. They be banging out. So I like it, bro. It grew on me. And I like the fact, I think what helped it grow on me too was the fact that I was seeing some fighters that I know. That was making it a little more easier. And then after that, it's like, all right, so I seen some of y'all do it. So now I'm just, after that point, I'm looking for just the good fights. And that's what you be getting. These dudes be going out there scrapping, man. So got some skilled guys out there too. It should be a good fight. Yeah, Ugas, right. It should be entertaining. But Ugas is, fully healthy and things like that. Tank of smoke, Sean O'Malley. He got to the point where Ryan Garcia started going back and forth with him. He's gone with Tank Thurman now. Ugas, you already know, sire. He got to get his out the mud the hard way. Tay, what's going on, Queen? How you feeling today? I need the 3-minute rounds. Right, man. Them joints, all right, man. That team combat league is dope, man. It's dope. It's a good idea. It's a way for guys to stay active. You know what I mean? And get, you know what I mean? Do this fighting the sport that they love, man. It's dope. Like I said, man, you be seeing some good knockdowns. You know what I mean? Who got stopped? I think yesterday. Was it yesterday? I was watching somebody got stopped. One of the day before, one of them. And good stuff. You just see some good action, man. The fights be good, bro. Fights be some good fights. Salute to everybody in the building, man. Y'all smash the like button. I'm not going to be here too long on this one. I just wanted to come here and build. Appreciate everybody that pulled up, stayed to the end of the show. Y'all the real MVPs, man. I just wanted to build on a few things. And like I said, everybody's not going to see it the way I see it. I think Bud faced a lot of criticism. You get what I'm saying? A lot of criticism. Some of it was just, some of it was very unjust. You get what I'm saying? Some of the things people have spoken about, said about him, just turned out not to be factual, right? And I feel like, when you look at a Shakur, he's in a sense, very similar boat. And it's not about being a victim. It's just the way I see things. I see people starting to grow a disdain for him because of, the way they feel like he's moving, the business he's doing, top rank. They do have that in common, him and Bud Crawford. So you got him speaking about being frozen out. But I think that's a little misplaced. I don't think he's being frozen out at all. I just think you need to understand who's promoting him and where he's at. You get what I'm saying? And where his loyalty lies, or who's loyal, who's going to be loyal to him. And the damn sure ain't going to be the PBC. And rightfully so, right? Ryan was showing boxing, Ryan was chin check, dude. Yeah. I'm telling you. He gets slapped. Fate. As it gets slapped. Is it better than bare knuckle? What's that? Mike, is what better than bare knuckle? Bare knuckle boxing. Hey, this was Sean. This was Sugar Sean O'Malley and Ryan Garcia going back and forth on Twitter. And Ryan told him, Sugar, he said, Sugar Sean, you're good and all, but stop talking talking this. I'm going to boxing stuff. You'll just get knocked out. He said, like you did or different. Oh, man. Boxing and MMA are two different sports. And if you really need a reminder, let me know. Ryan on this ish, man. Ryan talking that talk. So Mike, what's good with it, my bro? How you feeling? Yeah, I heard they he shot that fight down, Fate, with him and Cambosis. He said that fight, people talking about that is nonsense. So I'm assuming Loma really out the picture for right now. So I guess he ain't trying to box. So yeah, right. Always trying to call their way into it. You already know how it goes, Thomas. Everybody want a slice, man. Yeah, me too. That's why I say, man, because the weird moves, Fate, they lead to information that's not solid and concrete, and I hate that too. Getting beat. Yeah, Shower, that's where he been at. He been over there, Shower. He been over there, the Team Combat League, getting that work. Oh, is it better than bare knuckle? Yeah, I think it is, Mike. I think it definitely is better than bare knuckle. I definitely think so. Appreciate that, Thomas. Yeah, I definitely think it's better, Mike. First off, I don't know. Yeah, just getting there and fight. I for a second when I seen Just a Fate, I thought you was saying, "Yo, Just getting there and fight." Thought you was about to say, "Damn, Fate, you want to see me scrap too, bro?" I bet I got you. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, man. Stop the posturing and the bluffing for the cameras, man. Get in there and make these fights. That's why I hope the rest of this year, fill out well. You get what I'm saying? My bad, Shower. I ain't catch this. I seen it. You said, is that where Rockman Jr. been getting beat? Nah, I seen you. I seen it. I laughed. I said, yeah, that's where he been at. That's the question, right? That's the question, Shower. This one here. I seen it. Yeah, that's where he been at. And she says that way we get beat up. Yeah, that's what but you know what? Hold on. Let me not say that. He been doing good over there though, actually. Rockman been doing good over there. Or he had some good fights over there, matter of fact. I will say that. He did. He was doing well over there. Where he was. Where. Pardon me though, Queen. I got you. Sorry about that. But yeah, I'd rather see Timbers O'Malley. Hey man, Sparko, I might be with you on that one. You know what I'm saying? Just anything but a pit bull fight at this point, bro. But realistically, I mean, I know a lot of people looking for Tank to either say somebody name or make a move. But if you just think of the guys, that's why I always say, who is it that people want to see Tank fight? For the people that's mad at who they think he's gonna fight, or you just ask yourself realistically, who's on the table? You get what I'm saying? You got a guy like, Devin is off the table. Shakur is not on the table. Especially if you fight Frank Martin, that would also take him off the table. So you got to think of the names that's really left for him and the availability of the names that's left. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see which way he go. You know what I'm saying? But we all want to see a good fight, a meaningful fight, a real fight. You get what I'm saying? A real challenge for him, should I say. But you got to be realistic, too. Don't forget that. Let's be realistic with it. We got to see who's there and available for him. And for all we know, as Steven Espinoza said, they haven't discussed opponents, but in terms of him coming back for the year, he want to come back before the year is out. So who he'll fight before the year is out. So I got you shower all the time, man. All the time. It's all good. But yeah, man, he been actually doing a little good over there, shower, Rockman Jr. I think he took some L's too, of course, but I think from what I understand, he was doing well over there, pretty well. So we'll see, but it's dope to see. I seen the Hunter brothers, Michael and Keith Hunter. You know what I mean, they both did well. I think they won their rounds when I watched. Keith Hunter had got a big knockdown, so that Team Combat League is pretty cool, man. I ain't gonna lie. I had to grow on me real quick because I wasn't used to seeing, it's almost like tag team in a way, but, people get around then and then you get out somebody else, another set of people get in there, and it's a lot of rounds, so it's a lot of good action, man. I ain't gonna lie. Definitely an interesting concept and a way for fighters to stay, busy and in shape. And I believe they're getting paid, of course, so that's a good way to stay, busy. Man, y'all punch the like button one time for your bro if you haven't. But we gonna see, man. We're gonna see. Like I said, tell me why you mad, son. Tell me why you mad. My bad, y'all. Hey, it's time for the world to find out. Right
that he's been given over there. Charles Martin.
Oh, shit, my bad. I didn't mean to put that there. Pardon me, y'all. That was the wrong thing. He said Charles Martin. I know Charles Martin. I know Sir Charles Martin. That's what I'm from doing, baby. They doing pretty good. Well, appreciate you for asking, man. Baby boy was back there just letting the vocals. I'm surprised that y'all ain't hear him in the back. He's just a greedy little baby boy. But all is good though. All is good, healthy. He just turned a month a few days ago. Baby girl's birthday was yesterday. She enjoyed herself. All is good, man. All is good. But this right here, this is what they hated this right here. They didn't like this part.
No, sir.
Get your money, baby.
I don't like that. Like, man, he moved just like him. Just like him. Bud 2.0. Hey, Bud 2.0. Yeah, okay. I say that. Ain't no Bud 2.0. Here's Shakur 1.0. That's for sure. And again, I mean, I said this before, people was wrong. And then it wasn't just the fight they was wrong about. It seemed like there was some other things that people was wrong about. They might not admit it, but it is what it is. All I care about at the end of the day, more so than anything, is the boxing, the matchups. You know what I mean? I like the little back and forth, a little trash talk here and there, but I don't like the personals. Like I said, I don't do no tearing down of the fighters, and y'all gonna always hear me say that. You got a lot of people mad at this man for I guess learning the game from him, and you can call him what you want. You can say he dumb, he bad at business, but you can say he a rich dummy. You can say a rich dummy. Then you know what I'm saying. So I think at the end of the day, maybe Bud Crawford didn't make moves the way people would have wanted to see him be made. But again, this is why I say we're not sitting down at the table with these fighters to know exactly what the ins and outs is. And a lot of times, not everybody, but people talk as if they're sitting down at the table with these people too. And they got every bit and piece of information necessary to make some of these bold statements that people make. You get what I'm saying? So that's just me. And that's logic, and that's being real. Unless you got an inside track or you're sitting down, you just don't know the extent of every decision that's being made. It's easy to sit back and say, you're doing it wrong, or you're not doing it like this, or you should do it like that. And it's like, we say all of that, but you come to find out today, like I said, you got people that feel like Bud negotiated better for one reason or another. So again, how dumb could you be if you ended up getting what you wanted at the end of the day? You get what I'm saying? How dumb could you be if you ended up getting the big bag that you wanted? You got undisputed, the biggest win of your career. Like, you get what I'm saying? How dumb could you be? You get what I'm saying? So that's being real. That has nothing to do with being a fan of either fighter. That's just being real. I mean, chase that ass whooping, right? Absolutely, though. Don't make no mistake about it. Make no mistake about it. I think that, I'm glad he at least was willing to not give up, you know what I mean, on his end. But again, Mike, that's why you see who he thinks soon as the fight was over. If it wasn't for you, this fight wouldn't have been made. That was the realest thing he could have ever said. As he know. But again, and Mike, I know you're a fair person. And if you feel away based on what you've seen and the way you process it, right? It's not a matter. You don't push a narrative in the comments. You just call it how you see it. And you know what I mean? You pick accordingly. But I think for some people, they made it, you know what I mean? They made Bud Crawford out to be somebody that he wasn't. You know what I'm saying? And he ended up being better than what people said. Definitely master chess player. True indeed. True indeed, B-Dog. True indeed. They're going to chase a rematch. Let's see if it's that much of a gap between the two of them. Yeah, that's going to reveal some stuff for sure. Thomas, for sure, bro. I knew he couldn't get over on Al, which is why out was important. Why it was important to deal with him directly with Earl. Deal directly with Earl. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's probably why his team was advising it, because he was giving away so much, and that's why there was against, should I say? You get what I'm saying? Because of the amount of concessions that he made. But again, that's why I say all the time, that's more of a reason to appreciate a guy like Earl Spence. But instead of that, people will celebrate his loss. You get what I'm saying? They'll celebrate the loss more than they would the guy that's winning, that won the fight. So it's always crazy when you look at it like that. We're going to see whatever's next for him. We're going to see. I do know, like I said, one of his trainers did speak And they said a fight that they would like for him is Keith Thurman. We all know Keith Thurman been kind of out of sight, out of mind, but we still catching him in these little interviews. So I don't know if that's a fight he'll be willing to challenge himself and take. Who knows? But we'll see what's next. Maybe the Spence rematch, you know. Maybe the rematch is next. Maybe not. Who knows? It's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah, true, Thomas. You definitely got to be ready for that rematch. Definitely. But, man, I'm going to slide out a little early today. I want to salute everybody for pulling up. Salute to everybody that stayed to the end of the show. Y'all the real MVPs. We're going to be back tomorrow at our time, 4 o'clock, to get boxing is just due, as we always do. Y'all know it. We're going to keep building on this great sport that we love, man. So with that, y'all do make sure y'all enjoy the rest of y'all Tuesday. Again, appreciate everybody that continues to support the grind. We're going to be back tomorrow. Y'all know we're going to build tomorrow for sure, for sure. Peace, Aisha. Peace, Thomas. Salute to the rest of the fan. Will, like I said, bro, prayers to you. Hope all is well on your end. Appreciate you as always, family. And with that, we're going to get up out of here. Y'all, peace.